Hello, Christopher.
Hi.
How
Hi,
are you?
Joey. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you already
Yeah.
mentioned that the corona was boring.
Yeah, I think the most of the time I like started playing video games again with my friends,
Mm.
like the whole Warzone and Fortnite stuff. But most of the time I try to stay productive and finish some new music.
Yeah, I can imagine. And do you have your studio at home or?
Yeah, it's like still my bedroom
Mm.
studio. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like it's not that complicated. Don't need to drive anywhere. You
Yeah.
don't need to be motivated to drive anywhere and say, "Yeah, I'm going to the studio," because you literally just stand up and you're in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. Helps if you get motivated or inspired and you just
Yeah,
have the studio next door, right?
yeah, because I'm really like it depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm like, nah, I don't want to do any stuff, but it can switch like in minutes, and then it's good to be near by the studio. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the good point about a bedroom studio.
And is music something you do full time or is it still a part-time thing for you?
Um, right now, it's still a part-time
Mm-hmm.
thing. I learned like a normal job, um, and I'm still like in contract with the normal job. But hopefully, when the live performances and all the stuff is going back on,
Yeah,
we will do it full time.
I can imagine. And how does that look like if you go on stage? Because I've had to listen to your music, and
Hmm.
to be real honest, I had didn't hear from you before,
Hmm.
so I had to check your music. But I really liked what I heard because I'm a big fan of that genre. I'm not sure what the type of genre is, as in
Hmm.
electronic chill song.
Yeah, yeah, that's like the master question
Yeah,
that I have no answer to because like every time someone asks me or like in other interviews they ask me, yeah, what style is your music and what genre will it affect? But I don't really have like the one and only answer to the question. I think it's like some parts of dance, electronic, of
yeah,
course, also pop, like in the She Dance and the new one it's some style of reggae beats
yeah,
and dance pop electronics, melancholic but also uplifting, like
yeah,
acoustic sounds also. I think like every part that was like a big part in my life when I played the piano, played the guitar and all that stuff, and also did the like dubstep and rhythm productions
yeah,
years ago, and all these parts are going in my style, and so I create the Avaion style
yeah.
for me.
And how did you You know what? Let's just start off with a short like introduction for
Yeah,
everyone who's listening right now and
yeah,
really has no clue who the hell you are.
yeah.
Um, Avion, is that the right word to pronounce it? Avion?
Yeah, kind of. It's Avaion. That's like
Avaion. Yeah,
the
yeah,
German pronunciation, like Avaion. I heard it like in English, Avaion, Avion, and stuff like that. I
yeah,
heard like every type of and style of pronunciation, but that's okay as long as you know
yeah, exactly.
what's meant to be. Yeah, Avaion. I'm a 23-year-old producer from Germany, South Germany, Bavaria, and I started with music when I was a child. I started with piano and keyboard.
Hmm.
Then later I switched to organ in church,
Organ, huh?
and yeah, organ. And then I broke my arm, and it got kind of boring to just play one instrument. I wanted to play like a lot of instruments and make whole songs. So I started with guitar. I fell in love with the guitar.
Hmm.
Started with a small band, like guitar playing, but it was never like satisfied with just one instrument. So I started producing,
Hmm.
like 10 years ago, I think, and here we are.
Well, I can imagine that in the past 10 years, a lot of things happened as well. Uh,
Yeah, a lot of things.
because if I have a look at your Spotify, I'll just take it here in front of me. 413,000 monthly listeners. A couple of songs, like one already has almost has 5 million, a couple already over a million. Doesn't sound like nothing really happened in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I think that most of this stuff happened like the past year.
Hmm.
It really grew like in the span time of like 1 year. but I did a lot of different styles and also did a lot of mistakes like in the past 10 years. But the Avaion I am right now is like 2 years old.
Okay, so
The stuff I did. Actually, my doorbell. I think the postman is coming.
Oh yeah, sure. Open. Yeah.
Excuse me for like 2 minutes.
No worries.
I'm so sorry.
Look at that. That's a present.
Okay, so we literally do an unboxing right now of my new
The
MIDI
Akai.
controller.
Nice.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my unboxing tutorial. Today we are going to unbox a MIDI controller from Akai. And what's in it? MPK 249.
Is that what you used to live perform or?
Yeah, for the live performance. I ordered it like a week ago for the live performance stuff.
Okay.
Because I produced with FL Studio, but I switched for the live performance to Ableton Live.
Yeah, that's better, right?
And yeah, I just updated a little bit of my studio setup, but doesn't matter right now.
So you were talking about in the past 2 years, like the Avaion, who you are right now, is only for like 2 years. So could you say that the other years that you've worked on music has resulted to become this version?
Of course, yes. As I announced, I was producing I did like future house, like the deep stuff, and fell in love with like the deep melancholic sounds. I also did like dubstep and rhythm stuff, like the really, really hard stuff.
Yeah.
But it was also really good because of sound design. I learned a lot about sound design, like plugins. I understand like the synthesizer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I started to like finish whole songs, but every time I was finished with a song, like a vocalist was missing, and I said, okay, let's try to sing it on my own. Let's try it out. I was in a relationship and it ended. I got a lot of emotions and I wanted to like pack it all in this stuff. So I grabbed my microphone and started like writing a song text and shouting it in the microphone. And yeah, I thought, okay, it sounds not that bad, but it was like nothing I was expecting. So I decided to learn a lot more about the vocal processing and use the last 2 years just to focus on the vocal processing, because like the producing part was good for me now. But the vocal processing was like a whole new world.
Yeah.
So I
Different
decided
skill, right?
Yeah, it's a whole different skill.
Yeah.
And so I decided to put my main time and main focus like on the vocal processing, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, I can imagine, because if I just listen to Pieces and She Dance.
Yeah.
Is that you singing?
Yeah, it's on all songs. It's me.
All songs, okay.
On all songs. Yeah, I do like the high pitch stuff. Dance, 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 dance. But I also do like the pieces stuff when I go a little bit down, and like I try to pack my vocals like high parts, but also layered with low parts, so I get like an Atmos effect and stereo effect. Yeah.
And is there a lot of auto tune involved, or is it just the pure recording?
No, of course there's some tuning, vocal tuning in the vocals, because like it's every time when I record there's something that I don't like that much. So with all the vocal pitching and stuff, it's no secret. It's okay to say that.
But it sounds great. So yeah, kudos.
Thank you.
Let's go back in time, because I want to know a bit more about how you started. What did you do after like high school? What were the things you were doing
Mm.
at the time?
Yeah, I was a little bit lost. I think music was every time the most important thing for me.
Mhm.
Like even in kindergarten, I started with the whole music thing, and all the kids in kindergarten were like, there was a day where you can bring like toys from home, or make own toys with like cardboard and stuff
Yeah.
like that to make it on your own. And all the other boys and stuff bring like police cars or guns or handcuffs and stuff like that. And I made myself like a cardboard piano, MIDI piano, where I just tip with my little fingers on it. And my parents recognized like the whole love I put into music stuff, and so they decided to put me like in class for piano. I started with keyboard because piano the things were too hard to press.
Oh yeah,
So on
the
the
keys.
keyboard,
Yeah.
the keys, yeah, the keys,
Yeah.
and the keys on the keyboard were like soft, and so I started
Yeah.
because my hands were too small. And later, I it was like, I think 2 or 3 years later, I started with organ,
Hmm.
um, and I really love the majestic and powerful sound of the organ, because like even one key, one note can
Yeah.
is soundable like in the whole city. It's so fucking loud and powerful. And yeah, then I broke my arm, and yeah, other stuff came through. Like I saw guitar players and stuff like that, and I think, oh, that's nice. I want to do that too. And so
And
later, when
were
my
you in school at that moment?
yeah,
What kind of school?
still in school, I think. In Germany, it's Realschule. It's like
High
um,
school or?
yeah, high school. It's like high school. Yeah,
Mm,
it's like
okay.
high school, and still in school that time. Then I started with the guitar, so, and we prepared like a little band and stuff like that. So
Mm,
this was more important than school. And I told my
obviously.
parents like, yeah, I want to do that full time and stuff. And my parents, my dad was a big musician, like in a band, so he knew the love and the passion about music, but even he didn't understand that I don't like go study and stuff and
Yeah.
became a lawyer and stuff like that. I always want to be a musician, and like the rebel
Was that
thing.
was that hard for you to kind of not have the, well, maybe you did have the support, but not really get the full support from your
Yeah.
parents?
No, I think I still don't have the full support. Like
Okay.
I think they still hate that I have like 100% like on the music thing, and not like doing study stuff and be a doctor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think later, when I uh, see back to the time, I think it's good that they don't were full supportive, because I had that energy, like, okay, now I'm gonna show you what I can and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I
Being
was
in
not
puberty.
like, oh no, okay, my parents don't like what I do, so I stop. I was like, yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
And I always told my mom, okay, here's my bed, and right over my bed I'm gonna hang my gold certification, my golden or platinum
Yeah.
stuff. And she said, yeah, just study or stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
1 year later, the golden thing is there.
Really? Which
Yeah,
one?
I got gold certification in South Africa.
Oh, really?
In South Africa, yeah, play pieces went gold in South Africa.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I don't know why South Africa, but I'm really
It's funny because
grateful.
with me, the first country that my music started to do well and where I started to tour was South Africa as well.
Oh, okay, nice,
Yeah. Actually,
nice.
when I was 21 years old, the first time I got to play outside of my own country was South Africa, do a tour.
Okay, nice.
So
Maybe
that's,
will be the same thing with me, because when all the Corona stuff is over, I think the first tour dates will be in South Africa because of the gold certification. There are a
yeah,
lot of booking
I can
stuff, and
imagine.
yeah,
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 so you kind of wanted to prove yourself to your parents, like, hey, I
yeah,
can do this, no matter what.
yeah, yeah. I not always my parents, also my the whole like grandparents and stuff like that. They always said like, yeah, but study and became a lawyer and stuff like that. But I said, no, I want to be a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to do something else. And I did something else. I learned a job for years And
What did you study?
it's like programming machines, like
Okay.
machines for like uh, technic, plastic, for like cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we program the machines for it to make.
But can
Yeah.
you use that knowledge right now as well if you talk about synthesizers, for example?
Like the whole knowledge
Well, the
from
thing is,
where I
like a
learned.
synthesizer is a computer in some kind of
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
right? It's structured, it's created by a human being. So
hmm
can you use that knowledge that you learned if you'd like to build a synthesizer, for example?
Oh no, it's
Okay,
like a
completely
whole
different.
completely different stuff. But I studied the synthesizers on my own, like apart from school and apart from the job. So now, I can build one probably.
Yeah, yeah. And then school ended. Did you graduate or?
Yeah, I graduated, um, and then I go to the like in Germany it's the Fachoberschule. It's like college.
Yeah,
It's like college,
yeah.
and I did like a college degree.
hmm
Then I didn't want to go to another college to study something. I wanted to study like music stuff, and like a friend of mine did. But like later, I'm really glad I didn't,
hmm
because my friend who studied music on the German POP, it's like a school, just you need to pay for the school. It's like
Yeah,
a college where you need to pay and learn like all the synthesizers and music production.
yeah,
But he said it's like you need to write tests about music stuff, you need to study for the music stuff, you need to learn like all the numbers, like all the hertz numbers and all the stuff. And he said you lose a little bit of the passion, because it's like you need to put tests, you are stressed,
yeah,
you need to learn stuff. And I'm glad I didn't do like stuff like that and learned like a normal job with no music in it, because so music was always like the relief and the passion, and the other love that I had. So it doesn't compare with the job. I'm
yeah.
really
I can
glad about
imagine.
it.
And is that like the passion that you have for music? Did that change over the course of the years because you started to become more successful?
A little bit, I think a
hmm
little bit, because now with the major label with Sony Music, there's a little bit more like pressure, because you need to finish some songs and send them songs to look, okay, is this nice or not nice. I have like all the free time that I want. I can do like whatever I want with the songs. I don't have like to be in a specific genre and okay, now you do this and now you do that. I can do whatever I want, but I send them all the stuff and they say, okay, yeah, this one's nice, or maybe that one, and this one
Yeah,
later, this for the summer and stuff like that. And it's a really cool team. I'm really glad to have such a cool team. And but yeah, it changed a little bit.
yeah.
It changed a little
It
bit.
more became work now, or
Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's like a little bit more pressure,
Mm.
because now it's going in the direction I want to be, and I give myself a little bit pressure, because I don't want to lose like this stairway to where I want to be.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just a little bit more pressure. Not that the passion is a little bit less. It's just a little bit more pressure.
yeah. I can imagine. And if you look back at your career in the let's say the last couple of let's say 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
what were some mistakes that you've made?
Oh, I think I did a lot of mistakes. I always wanted to please like all the people,
Mm-hmm.
and not to please me like with the stuff I want to do. I
Mm-hmm.
always thought, okay, so this stuff is in right now and is trending, so I need to do like this stuff. I think most of the artists do this kind of mistakes in the beginning, but I was a part of it, and I always try to stay on the hype. Okay, now Future House is in the hype. Okay, oh yeah, I like this too. Let's make something out of this. I mean, it's okay. You learn a lot of stuff in this time, and maybe it works.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people that do the same, it worked for them, so
Mm-hmm.
okay. But for me it didn't work. i I didn't copy someone, but I just wanted to try, okay, to please everyone, like everyone who, when someone gave me like a bad opinion about my music, it really hurted me. Like right
Yeah.
now, it's like, okay, you don't like it, okay, I like it, so fuck
And
you.
and what changed? What caused you to do that? Like because you mentioned before it hurt you, right now it doesn't. What
Yeah,
changed?
I think you're more in love with yourself, and I'm more in love with the style I do,
Mm-hmm.
because in that time I wasn't really sure who I am. Already said to you, I'm Avaion since 2 years, but
Yeah.
not really. I'm Avaion since like almost 12 years.
Yeah.
But I'm the one I want to be like 2 years, since 2 years.
Yeah.
So and I learned to love what I do, and be true to my style and to the stuff I want to do, and not to what other people want me to hear. So I think that's the main key. But I did a lot of mistakes, and also did some wrong promo stuff. I invested in the wrong stuff.
Well, what kind of
Um,
stuff did you invested in wrongly?
I think I invested too much, like in not in myself, like
Okay.
too much more in having the best gear, like in from the beginning on. But later I started to see, okay, no, that's not the main key. So I'm really glad I started investing in plugins, not too much in hardware,
Mm-hmm.
because it really helped me later, like with the whole vocal processing. It was all plugins, like Waves plugins,
Yeah.
already owned. So yeah, I was glad I invested like in plugins and not too much like in the best hardware or studio rooms and stuff like that. And yeah, but there were a lot of mistakes. But the main and biggest mistake is not to believe in yourself and your own style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you remember the moment where you started to believe in yourself?
Yeah, I think it was the song, when the song came out like 2 years, or yeah, I think almost like 2 years ago. My song "You" came out.
Mm-hmm.
I released it. We made the music video with a good friend of mine. They also do the music videos for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But later, then they were also like in the beginning, and we did the music video like we met up in a forest and just shoot something, and he put some nice video effects and VFX on it, and it looked cool. And the song came out. All the people and all the feedback from the people was like, now it was like on this point where I want to be from the stuff, how the people feel the music. They
Mm.
say, okay, now I can feel it like in, like from the heart in my brain. I can feel it like this is you. Even people told me, okay, yo, this is you. This is not only the song called You,
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
this is you. And I really felt that, not even because the people told me. I was really proud of the song. I was really proud of myself, of the release. Like
Mm.
on the other releases, it was like, oh, okay, let's see how it goes, like with the streaming and stuff like that. But with You, it didn't matter to me. I was like, I'm proud of the song, and let's
Yeah.
see what's coming. And it really changed my life because of this song. The major labels contacted me, and all this stuff was starting.
Yeah, because before, let's say you, um, did you release tracks yourself or?
Yeah, I did my debut song like on Spotify and stuff like that with my own voice. My
Mm-hmm.
debut song was Fucked Up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was that song because of the breakup. I tried to say something in my microphone and released it. And even there, people told me like, okay, it's nice. It's your own
Oh,
voice, and
hey, I'm just
it's
looking up
cool.
like 1.3 million views. Well, it streams on Spotify.
Yeah, it was a kind of a good grow.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it was like small steps, but it was even a lot of bigger than on my SoundCloud stuff.
Yeah.
So I recognize, okay, this stuff is cool, but the most important thing is I loved what I did because I put my own voice on it, and it's like one part more of yourself in the
Yeah.
song. So it's a lot more like intimate, because you put a lot of more soul and more parts
Yeah.
of yourself into the song, not only the production or instruments. You also put your vocals on it. And this was the time like the Avaion I am right now was born.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. But it all started with releasing yourself, right?
Yeah, it all started with releasing myself. I did it over Spin Up,
Okay.
like I over Spin Up, and I released Fucked Up over Spin Up. Years ago, I released on SoundCloud
How
and
many
stuff like
songs
that.
would you say you've released until Sony reached out to you?
Like with the style I had right now,
Yeah, well,
or
like
with like
just in general, you
all
know?
the songs.
Yeah.
In general, I think like 100
Oh wow, shit. So
on
SoundCloud, Spotify.
SoundCloud stuff, but on Spotify it was like 2. It was
Okay, yeah.
Fucked Up. No, 3. Fucked Up, then Lost,
Yeah.
then Right, and then You. And You was the one that
Yeah.
was crashing in.
So there's like 100 songs that were needed to get you that Sony deal.
Not really, only 3 songs. Because it was like the Avaion I Am Right Now was only 3 songs, but the
Okay, yeah.
other stuff it was like dubstep and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I
completely.
didn't I released this stuff don't not for major labels to recognize me. It was like I did it because I liked it
Yeah.
for fun, yeah. And for like my homies who listen to it, and later on when we do like a party, we play it and say, yeah, I heard it. It's from you. But on the Spotify stuff with my new style, it was like, okay, people from my town was recognizing me and say, hey, there, I heard your song, I really liked it, and it was like, oh, okay, shit,
What's happening?
what's happening? Yeah, so it changed a lot, yeah.
Okay.
But for like a major label, it was like 3 songs, yeah.
Okay, and what changed since Sony came on board?
I have a bigger team now.
Mhm.
I have like people behind my back who support me on different sides, like a management. I didn't have a management before.
Is that
Like
also Sony?
no, it's independent from Sony.
Okay.
It's yeah, I know him through Sony contact, but he's independent from Sony. He's working like with Sony, but also with me, and yeah, it's like a closed circle,
Yeah.
and it's really working good. I'm really glad to have like, so much cool people around me and like a cool team behind me that it releases a lot of work. I can focus more on music, because before all this stuff, I had to do my management on my own, like the PR stuff on my own, like the promo stuff on my own. I also do the stuff like on my own, like all the Instagram postings and stuff like that, and the music productions. But I'm really glad to have like a big team around me who relieves some work and pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the promotional part, which Sony obviously does right now, or at least mostly does.
Yeah.
How did you promote your songs when you release yourself?
Yeah, I like the main thing I did was like a small clip it, like 30 seconds clip of the song, like of the music video, or like a picture with the song in the background, like 30 seconds. I posted on my Instagram, and I also did like the promotion part where you can put some money on it and they will show them to non-following people. And yeah,
Facebook ads or something.
like Facebook ads,
Yeah.
but for Instagram or Facebook, I really did it and spent a lot of money on stuff like that. But I think it really helped because a lot of different people, like fans that are fans still right now, but also like people who are more like in the scene, like A&Rs and stuff like that, saw the song. So I think it was worth it to spend that.
Interesting. I think you're the first artist who mentions that Facebook ads actually worked for him in the beginning.
Yeah, I think because I didn't like overused it. Like, okay, I put a big amount of money on it and just push it to everyone on the front page. I really selected like who should see it, and like from the interest and stuff like that. And I didn't overuse it. So yeah, and you need to do like quality content. When you do like bad stuff and promote it, not nice videos or not nice sounds and stuff like that, people won't recognize you. But when you use some quality content, I think it will work. Not for everyone, but for me, it kind of worked.
Yeah, it could definitely work. It's just that in most cases, especially when the artist name isn't that familiar yet, then it's pretty hard to promote yourself with Facebook ads, because who's going to click on an ad which they don't even know who the person is.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So that's why it's interesting to see that for you it worked, because most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah, it was a pretty funny story. I scrolled on Instagram and I saw an ad from a musician. I think he was also from Germany, and I saw his song, and it was like it also automatically played the song when I scrolled through. I didn't have to tip; it automatically played the song, and I scrolled through and I saw it was an ad, and I heard the song like 10 seconds, and I was like, damn, this shit is lit, and I went to his profile and checked him out, follow him since 2 years now. And yeah, I thought, okay, maybe this will work also for me, because I think the song is good enough to people click on the link. And I tried it and it worked for me. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. If you look back, what has been the best investment you've done under 100 euros?
Mm-hmm. I think, that's a pretty good question. I think the best one was the music video for you.
That was under 100 euros.
It was like 100. I gave them a lot more money later when it gained a little bit of money, but on that time was like 100 euros, and they made the music video for me. It was like good friends of mine, still a good friend of mine, and the music video impacted a lot because it was like the whole vibe from the song perfectly simulated in this video, and from there on, like, people recognized me because of the video. But also my guitar was like, I think 90 euros, and
that's a good investment as well. I'm just looking up the clip from you, just so you know.
Just Avaion you, and that's the music video.
Cool, I'm gonna check it later.
And
there it is.
And yeah, I think also my guitar, it was like 90 euros. It's like a super beginner guitar, but I kept it for like 5 years now and still use it for like my jam sessions. I do a lot of jam sessions on my Instagram where I show the whole process of a song being made with like short clips. Like, okay, now I'm playing the riffs for the guitar. Now I'm doing like the MIDI stuff. Now I'm putting the kicks and the stuff with my drum kits, or maybe I'm just putting it in with my DAW. And yeah, that's the guitar.
Yeah. And has there been maybe like a plugin or something that you've bought which was really cheap and which you use a lot?
I think I have like plugins that were like super cheap, like almost free.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good plugins, and the other part is a lot of super expensive plugins.
Yeah.
Like I bought the whole Wave plugin bundle.
That's
like
expensive.
I think like the diamond bundle, but I bought it like on Cyber Monday, so it was like a lot cheaper, but still I think 700 euros or 800 euros. But without the Cyber Monday, it's like 3,000 or 4,000. So I think I made a pretty good deal right there. I really use for synthesizers, I use Avenger, I use Serum, Massive. Yeah, that's the three main parts for my synthesizers.
And for the vocoding, like, is there anything specific you do with the vocals?
For the vocals, I use like the EQ. Sometimes I use like the standard from Fruity. I use Fruity Loops, like the Fruity equalizer. It's really good. Or the Pro EQs from Pro EQ MB2, I think it's called. It's cool because it's like dynamic and you can see like in real time the dynamics. I use a compressor, a CLA compressor from Waves.
Yeah, that's nice.
And reverb, the True Verb from. It's a really nice reverb from Waves plugins. And I use the Antares Autotune for vocal pitching. The Antares Autotune 8. Yeah.
Okay.
It works best for me. Like with the settings I have right now, I have like the two monitors, like my interface, the laptop, which is connected to my bigger screen, and that's it. And now I have like this cool new MIDI controller. Yeah, so it's a little bit updated today.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
And that's probably because when the whole Corona thing is passed by, you're planning to do a tour in South Africa, or
Yeah, I hope so. I
is
hope
it
that
just you on
there will
stage?
be.
Or
And no, there is planned like a little. I have a drummer
hmm?
since like 2 weeks, and it's really fresh, and a backup guitarist who will like play the main riffs, and I will play like solos and stuff like that and sing, and yeah. So it will be like a live show, acoustic show, live show, but also main electronic parts.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Cool,
I'm
man.
really looking forward for it.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to see how that looks like on stage because, yeah, as I mentioned, I like your music because I'm just really into that style.
Hmm.
Not sure how it's. I think it's electronic chill or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like main parts like of pop, dance, and
Yeah,
chill. Yeah.
exactly. I just like the minimalistic thing of it, and
Hmm.
that there's a lot of every element has a lot of space. If you know
Yeah,
what.
and this is like when you asked me like what was like parts that I did wrong, like mistakes.
Mhm.
And one of my biggest mistakes like in my production was I always try to overfill
Yeah,
my productions. Like, okay, so in this I compared it like with other artists, and I heard that song and it was like, oh, he uses so much of like percussions and so much fill on the bass, and it's so stereo and so wide, and I try to overuse and overact like the whole song with a lot of, I need more percussions and more stuff and more
yeah,
synthesizers, more layers, more layers, more layers. And because a friend of mine told me, yeah, it sounds nice, but something is missing. And I was like, okay, so I need to put
you need
more
to
in
add
the
stuff.
song. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I need to add stuff that's it's equal. So
yeah,
okay, I know what I have to do. So I started to add a lot more stuff. And then he said, yeah, it's okay, it's like more, but it still sounds
yeah,
like the other productions, like from the famous producers. And then I realized it's not about like how much you feel in it, it's like the quality of the single sounds.
yeah, exactly.
So sometimes less is more. So but when the less is more quality,
Yeah.
it sounds like more, but
But
it's
that's
not
the
really
thing that
more.
I like about your music and about the whole genre in specific. Like all the sounds that are in the song are high quality, well placed, well mixed. And
Thank you.
if you listen to that, like you don't need that much elements to create a song. You know,
Yeah,
like one
yeah,
little percussion with a big reverb behind it can be
yeah,
so beautiful to listen to.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
having a vocal with like 5 layers doing different tones and stuff, that's just a whole different dynamic in my opinion. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate like the when people know and understand like the vocal quality and the whole quality of the sounds.
Yeah,
When they say like it's a lot minimalistic, but also really warm and wide, and
yeah,
it's
exactly.
all filled what it need to be. So yeah, I'm
Do you
focusing a
know
lot of
2 feet?
2 feet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
With like the guitar, just the guitar and the
exactly.
doom,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, really
I
like it. Really like
let's
it.
I kind of compare it with that genre. I'm not sure if that's correct, but to me it's kind of
Kind
the
of, yeah.
same genre.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and
I really like it, like with the bass and like the
exactly.
real played bass from the guitar, and also this guitar melodies just with the kick and the
Yeah.
drums. Yeah, that's
I
really
remember the
nice.
first time when I heard that song. I don't know what the title is, but I found it on Spotify somewhere a couple of years ago, and I was like, "What the fuck
Yeah,
is this?" You know, like
yeah,
so empty,
yeah,
but so rich in sounds.
yeah.
Wow.
Exactly right. It's like all just three sounds, like the percussion with the drums,
Yeah.
the bass guitar, and the bass overlay,
Yeah.
like the main guitar. So yeah,
Exactly.
and
Cool, man.
that's the thing I want to focus on, like rich, powerful, and high quality sounds, but not overused and overfilled with like stuff that I don't really need. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, keep doing what you do, man. Yeah, I really
thank
like it,
you,
and I think a lot of
thank you,
other people do as well.
thank
Looking
you.
at your Spotify streams, so
Yeah,
hopefully
new
you're
music is coming next. I hope
awesome.
next Monday. Next
Okay.
Monday, I said next month.
Yeah, next.
But maybe like in November. Let's see.
Cool. And then when you are able to go back on the road again, yeah, good luck with touring, and
Thank you,
thanks so
thank you,
much for taking the time to do this, man.
thank you. I really appreciate it.
No
Thank
worries.
you.